Madam Speaker? Because
I don't hate anybody.
Representative
I was
Collins,
raised in a
reason I asked-
Catholic house. We don't hate anybody, not anybody in the world. So don't accuse me.
I did not accuse you.
You did.
I asked the question.
You did. And
Representative Collins yesterday suggested that the Democrats are doing this simply because they don't like the
that
guy.
has nothing to do with it. Let me just say this.
I think you should.
I think the president is a coward when it comes to helping our kids who are afraid of gun violence. I think he is cruel when he doesn't deal with helping our dreamers, of which we're very proud. I think he's in denial about the climate crisis. However, that's about the election. This is about the election. Take it up in the election. This is about the Constitution of the United States and the facts that lead to the president's violation of his oath of office. And as a Catholic, I resent your using the word hate in a sentence that addresses me. I don't hate anyone. I was raised in a way that is a heart full of love, and always prayed for the president. And I still pray for the president. I pray for the president all the time. So don't mess with me when it comes to words like that.
Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. So Nancy Pelosi, she's at it again in what the left is probably going to use as some sort of smokescreen for President Biden, but she is putting on her own display of her own rapidly declining cognitive abilities, leaving even people who support her to wonder if it's just time to go, time to retire. Go spend those millions that you made so fairly. Just go do that. But before I show you this, guys, thanks so much to everyone that's been subscribing and leaving such great comments. Really appreciate the support. We're building a great community. If you haven't yet, join us. Help us to continue to grow. Like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. So yeah, man, poor Nancy. I mean, she's had a tough life, honestly. And she was recently given an interview on MSNBC. And the things that she's saying about Israel and Hamas, they're raising concerns for literally anyone who's paying attention and anyone who can still think for themselves. Now, obviously, it's airing on MSNBC, so not a lot of people on that list, obviously. They're not going to see it, but we did, and now you will. So let's see if this makes you as angry as it did the rest of the common sense community. And guys, as members of our government and the tolerant folks over at MSNBC, they continue to just shill for Hamas. Take a look at this.
I want to ask about one of the things, one of the pressing reasons there's a government shutdown that will happen. And obviously, as the president announced in that primetime speech, aid, right? An aid package to Ukraine and to Israel. Those are the pressing concerns for a policy agenda. I want to ask about the Israel portion of that, because we've talked about some of the internal factions in the Republican Party. And in the Democratic Party, I think there's widespread consensus and support for that aid package, but there are about 24 members who are now calling for a ceasefire and sponsoring a resolution, concerned about escalation and what it would mean both at a humanitarian and strategic level. I wonder if you are having intra-caucus conversations about those concerns, if you share those concerns, and where you think the party goes next on this, the next step in this very, very difficult situation.
Well, first, let me just say that our priority right now is to get the hostages freed. I thought that what Secretary Blinken said today at the United Nations, calling for humanitarian pause in the military action so that we can try to find a more peaceful path, and especially right away to get more hostages freed. Not just American, although that's our responsibility, but all the hostages freed. The ceasefire, I think the humanitarian pause is the appropriate way to go. Look, what Hamas did was barbaric in Israel. It was barbaric. It was outside the circle of civilized human behavior. And if it happened to your family, you would want justice. I'm not talking about revenge. I want I'm saying justice. So there has to be some other place we go instead of just saying, let's have a ceasefire. I mean, we had a ceasefire in May. That was broken by Hamas on October 7th. So let's remember that. But there may be a few votes in our caucus who may not support the package, but I think by and large it will be overwhelmingly supported. We just have to get a speaker on the Republican side. They won. They've got the confidence of the American people. Now they should show they're worthy of that confidence by at least electing a leader a speaker so that we can conduct the business of Congress. And that includes coming forth with this package and then keeping government open after that. But to your point, I think there may be a few votes from against, and some of those votes have been vocal, but overwhelmingly there will be support for it.
Well, yes,
in
you're
the
right.
Democratic side.
The order of operations here requires a Speaker of the House before any of that can happen, at least as the rules are currently constituted, though who knows what tomorrow will bring. Congresswoman and Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi, always a pleasure to have you on.
So, yeah, I mean, there you have that. The host starts off acknowledging that Congress isn't going to do anything and a shutdown is going to happen, which I found pretty interesting. I think that our new speaker is going to be able to hammer out some deals, make some things happen, but this isn't about that. This is about Nancy. I mean, can you imagine, guys, if someone told us after 9/11 to hold off on revenge, just go for justice? What does that even mean? You know, what does she think justice looks like when the other side snuck across the border, all hopped up on enough freaking goofballs to turn themselves into bloodthirsty monster and killed civilians? Like, what do you think that she means? What does justice look like for that? Because honestly, if that's the result, Hamas has got to go. And that's not, we call it revenge, call it justice, call it whatever you want, but they got to go. Anyway, that's my take. Let me know yours in the comments. And guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. We'll see you in the next one.